We're here at Five Towns College, and since I was on your radio show, what's the name of your radio?
Karen's Rock and Rant Radio.
No, since I was on your radio show and you interviewed me, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay with you?
That's okay by
That's
me.
really cool. The thing about that I'm so excited about is that you are playing the mallets with with the four mallets. And the thing about that, because I tried to do that for many years, and the thing that has me so excited about watching you play is the ability to be able to control the notes without looking at the mallets, without actually looking at the keys, and you're able to look at the music. How are you able to do that? Because that really is amazing to me.
Well, I mean, sometimes I look down at the bars, but a lot of it is practice and muscle memory and just kind of knowing the spacing of your instrument, you know, the way that the bars, individual bars are spaced, and, you know, we do a lot of work with feeling what this interval feels like in your hands and what this interval feels like, and so it's just, it's a lot of muscle memory is what it is, and also memory of the actual music.
Because I studied with Ronnie Gould. For those of you who know, he played with the Philharmonic Ballet Orchestra. He tried to get me to play the mallets, and many times, you know, and no matter what happened, I couldn't achieve what you were talking about. I can do that on a piano without looking, but I couldn't do that on the instrument. So it's really, it's really, I think there are certain people who have that ability. The other thing also, too, what made you decide to become a drummer?
Drummer?
You're really good.
Well, there's a couple things with drums. I knew that I wanted to be a drummer when I was in pre-K, which is what, like 3 years old. And I was sitting in my gymnasium, which was also our auditorium in my elementary school. And the high school jazz band came in. I remember sitting on the floor watching these guys, and there was an incredible drummer in the jazz band, high school jazz band at the time, and he was playing Mac the Knife and spinning his sticks and stuff like that, and I was just blown away. And plus, Muppet Babies was big back then. That was my show, Muppet Babies, and Animal Behind the Kid. That was it. That was it. I was sold.
Did you see the thing with Buddy Rich?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I liked at the end.
Yeah,
When he
it
got
smashes the drum over his head, yeah.
I can't believe you saw that. I have it on film. Mitch had the name of that. One of the things about that I think, like, to me, in hearing you play, because I've heard you play twice, and then we played a little bit together. Unfortunately, it didn't get filmed. We'll have to do that again. But the thing about that, I think about that you have over a lot of other drummers that I noticed, and I'm wondering if you are conscious of that. It's the spirit and the feel of your playing and kind of listening to the other musicians, you know, rather than say like all the chops like that. A lot of guys have, but a lot of people say very little when they play. And I'm kind of like that too. And where do you think that you got that from? Because your feel is just like, it's from the heart, you know, it's a good feel.
I mean, I think my friends have told me that I'm a good listener, and I think that's just transferred over to my musicianship. Just band directors that I've had in school and public school and in college always telling us to listen to each other, and the singing experiences too, because in college, you know, we had to take singing and hearing the harmonies and how that works. I try to apply everything that I've learned in each different music class, be it theory or history or choir or concert band, whatever it is, and just try to apply it and make me serve the role that I'm serving the best way that I can and try to be a contributing member.
You're a good talker. She's a good talker. She interviewed me. She made me seem like I was, it was really cool. Maybe I'll ask you one more question, and just try to decide right on, oh yeah, I know what it is. The most important thing about you that I'm very proud of is that you, like me, have written your own music, and which I think is important to write for drummers and percussionists to do, because then you can play your own beats to it. But also, too, more important, I can't do my music, doesn't really sound like anybody, but your music, from what I've heard, what was the record that you gave me? It was
Second Chance.
Yeah, it was really
Second Chance.
fantastic
Yeah, my
record.
first solo album, and I'm working on a second solo album that's gonna be out this summer, 2011. So keep an eye out for that.
You know, maybe when I played drums for you at that picnic, but the thing about that I was really excited about is that in writing about your own music, how do you, the most important thing where I'm conscious, because I use a keyboard to write my stuff, what instrument do you use to actually determine the songs?
Usually guitar.
Yeah?
Usually guitar. Very rarely, sometimes I'll be fiddling with my keyboard and I'll really like something, but mostly, yeah, 9 times out of 10 I'll be jotting down lyrics and playing with my guitar.
You're a better guitar player than keyboard player, you think? Or
I've been studying guitar longer. Yeah, I've been studying guitar since I was before I was in high school.
It's interesting. Because when I studied at Nassau Community College, and well, you know, when you study, you have to take keyboard 1 to 4,
Sure.
and then you go through that. And I had really good keyboard teachers, and I just became, I think that's because I'm a drummer. Guitar, I could never get and also too, it tensed my hand up. I guess it didn't tense your hand up. The last thing I want to say is, I think right that when we played together, even though it was unrehearsed, I think that we should work around some things like that and contract create some things with the mallet and then the drum. And then maybe like more, I could kind of do more of a percussive thing. So I hope we could do that again. And I always wanted to interview you. So thank you.
Thanks, Chip.
And that's a cut.